What's up, guys? Tony here, and today I'm doing my unboxing of the PlayStation 1 Classic Edition. Let's see what's inside the box, and let's do some comparisons. Thank you for watching. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to unbox this thing, and we'll do some comparisons. Before we open it up, I did just cut the plastic part to make it easier to open on film. But let's take a look at the box. And guys, I love PlayStation. I love Sony. And when this was announced, I freaked out. I heard rumors in the spring, and I knew I had to have it. I knew I was going to get it. And yeah, guys, I know that there are flaws. I know that there are problems with this thing, and the game selection is not that good. But still, I love PlayStation. I grew up with this system, and honestly, it was my first true 3D system, and man, I absolutely love this thing back in the day. So let's open it up, see what's inside. Oh boy. Look at this. Crazy. And I'm going to try to be careful with this box. And if you watch my channel, you know that I'm a box fiend. I love boxes. Oh man. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Already like it. Okay, so this should be pretty easy to open up. Now, the one thing that this thing does not have is the AC adapter, the USB AC adapter, which is fine. I'm going to use my, oddly enough, I'm going to use my NES Classic Edition one. And wow, that's nostalgia right there. And I'll open this up at the end. And I got a PlayStation when it was brand spanking new. Literally. Day one release. I got the defective PlayStation. And we didn't know about the recall. We didn't know about, the PlayStations being defective. We actually had to play the PlayStation on its side in order to get it to work. So, yeah, and then a few years down the line, I actually replaced my PlayStation, and then PlayStation 2 came out, and I didn't have to worry about it. Okay. So, let's get the Classic out. And I save all the plastic. I save everything that comes with the console. And I try to be as careful as possible whenever I am opening these systems. Even if it is just a mini system, I don't really care. And wow. This is my first time holding one, looking at one in person. It's light. It's relatively light. And the buttons are all functioning. They all have a purpose. I believe the open, if you're, like, say, playing Final Fantasy VII, this changes the disc. Obviously power and reset. And your USB ports. The memory card ports do not work. Sorry. There's USB for power, HDMI, and I do like the touch where they try to replicate the serial port there. And the bottom, oh man, they replicate that pretty well too. Man, that's awesome. That is beautiful. And we'll do a comparison. I'll show you actually the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, and we'll take a look at them. So there's that. Let's see what else is in the box. Standard fare, I would assume. if I can open it up without tearing it up. This box is like more complicated than it should be. I think I just lift up here. What the heck? Okay. This box is complicated as heck. I don't know why. So let's get rid of that. Oh, two. Okay, so here's your power cord. Standard. USB. And I'll end up using that. Standard. And I'm going to compare the controllers too. And standard USB. Not USB, excuse me, HDMI. So there's that, HDMI. And it comes with two controllers. I'll take it out of the plastic. And let's just see. Now it's not the DualShock. Oh man, that's nostalgia right there. It does feel a little bit cheaper, and I'll look at the controller, the original controller here in a minute. But to me, I love this controller because basically it was, except for like the handles here, this was like the Super Nintendo controller, and I absolutely love that. Now I did have the extra R2, L2, which is fine, good for fighting games. But huge disappointment, no DualShock for the system. But yeah, and there's two of these things. I will probably not open this until necessary, but yeah. Alright, well that's what's inside the box. We're going to do a comparison. Controller comparison and system comparison. Let's check it out. Okay guys, there's the PlayStation Mini. And here is the PlayStation 1. And I actually love the PlayStation 1. I absolutely love it. I love that you can play it on the go. And the LCD screen accessory that comes with it, well, you can buy it. You could have bought it back in the day. I absolutely love it. I still have a few. But as you can see, you know, it not too bad of a comparison. And I love this system, like I said. So there's one comparison right there. Now let's take a look at the big behemoth. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Now this is just a old grungy one I had. Mine is buried, the one that I actually had as a kid. I still have it. But as you can see, the open button is functioning here. On here it's not, obviously. And there's your comparison. Pretty cool. Not as thick, obviously. But it's pretty dang close to it, like an actual replica. And I really appreciate the detail. That would be the one thing I would praise about it, is the detail. Now let's take a look at the back. So here's the back on the original. And I'm missing the actual like plastic piece here that would cover this. And here is the back of this. So they did a really good job. Even power. That's cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. The attention to detail is great. Here's the bottom. I did show it a second ago. There's the bottom of that. And then here's the bottom of this. I mean, they even kind of replicated where the screws go. That's pretty legit, except for that one screw right there. And yeah, that's awesome. Now this will not need memory cards. Okay, so that's the cool thing, built-in memory. And I actually really liked using these memory cards back in the day. They're inefficient now, obviously, but Yeah, so there's your comparison. Pretty neat, pretty cool. I will always love the design of the PlayStation 1 system, and to me, it just defines the 90s. Let's compare the controllers. Okay, so just like from the naked eye, besides the Telltale USB, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the classic and the original PlayStation controller. Yeah, this one looks a little cleaner, obviously. But when you pick it up, it just does not feel right. It's very similar to when I held a Super NES Classic Edition controller compared to the real thing. It just does not feel right. First of all, it's lighter. It feels a little bit lighter, I think. But the plastic is a different kind of a feel. I don't know if that's just because it's new and over time this, I don't know, becomes smoother. I don't know. But the plastic in and of itself just feels different. The buttons actually feel the same for the most part. The D-pad does feel a little bit different. Start and select feel the same. R1, L1, R2, L2 feel the same. And when I hold this, it just feels different. Now, obviously, this is quite older than that one. But, yeah, you're really not going to be able to tell a difference. And it's not going to affect the gameplay, so to speak. Now, I did want to compare the DualShock to the original controller. And yeah, this would have been legit. You would have had more game choices. Now, they could do a PlayStation Classic 2, kind of like the Atari Flashback 2. I hope they do and actually pick better games. But yeah, let's just do one more little comparison here. So here's the Classic, and here is the original. And really, side by side, pretty identical. Besides age and, wear and dirt on this one. And the screws are all in the same spot. I appreciate that as well. So they tried to go as close to the original design as possible. So there's that. I also said I'd look through the manual with you guys real quick. There's nothing too mind-blowing there, but I'll show you guys anyway. There's I believe that's French. I'm not going to look at that. Here's the English one. And yeah, there's nothing, it's just disclaimers, how to hook it up, and switching games, switching discs, returning home screen, that kind of thing, and warranty and all that. So yeah, there it is. There's the PlayStation Classic, unboxed, and I have not even played it yet. Literally, this is the first time I opened the box, and I am ready to try it out, put it through the paces, do a review on it, and I will do a review of it. And I do plan on doing a full review of all 20 games that are included on the system. And I'll give you guys my thoughts. There's some that scratch in my head still, and there's some that I'm like, yeah, no brainer. Well, let me know if you guys have got a PlayStation Classic Edition. Have you played it? What do you think of it so far? Are you disappointed? Are you disappointed in the cost? Are you disappointed in the games, the PAL games, the emulation? Let me know. Do you like the thing? And also, tell me what some of your favorite PlayStation 1 games are of all time. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.